Okay, in this video we are going to learn about a document preparation system, and its name is Latex. And this is a very special software where you need not to create the document. Instead, you write code to create the document. And there are some special software that would by itself compile and give you the PDF file for that. So I am using Ubuntu here, and for the demonstration purpose I am going to use a software called Kyle that you can install freely. It is available on the internet. You install the Kyle, Kile. You install this software first if you want to make any latest document. And let me start by just creating a folder, and let me name it as my document, my latest document folder. Okay, in that folder let me create a file. So I have started the Kyle, and I'm going to initiate a new empty file, and this is what the IDE of Kyle looks like. And here I'm going to write the code. Okay, the first line that you should write, you should first tell that what kind of document it is. So this is specified using document document class, and you specify document class. You can document class that I am going to specify is article, article, and here you can provide some parameters. And first parameter, A4 paper means that I am going to use A4 size output for the PDF. And then I would specify begin, BEGIN, begin document, okay. So everything that you are going to specify over here, it is going to be either a content, or either it is going to be a command for the system. And if you start by backslash, it is a command, and it says that begin command says that we are going to start something, and this is a document, actual document we are going to start. So everything when you start with the begin document should be complemented with the end document, with whatever you are going to start, that should be complemented with the end. And in between we can write any content. For example, anything I am going to write, this is the content that we have. So this is a kind of document, very minimal document is created to us. And let me see that let me first save it. And I went here, I saved it. Let me give it a name, my paper 01, and I am going to save that. So you can check over here that in this document you find one file, that is my paper.tex. Tex is the default extension for this file. To see the PDF version, you just put Alt plus 1, okay, Alt and 1, both the keys you put simultaneously, Alt 1, so it is compiled. So you see that whatever we have written is coming over here, but it's not good. Let me write some formal over here. So the first thing, before the document, you can specify what is the title, TITLE. Title is a first line that appears. So let me say that image using some, so I'm just giving any title. So image classification using some novel method. So if I compile now, nothing is coming because when you are specifying this title, etc., you have to say that it should put the title, and the command is make title. Okay, you say make title, MAKETITLE. So if you put make title after the document, so you see in the document image classification using some novel method, and the date is also coming. Okay, automatically it is putting the date. And you can disable this by writing DATE and you saying null, don't specify any value in front of it, so therefore date will not come. If you compile it, you see that now the date is not coming. You can specify author, AUTHOR. Most of the time when you are writing a paper, there should be some author, Dr. Something. And if you since you want to also specify that what is the affiliation, you write department of um, department of CSE. So you put like this. So backslashes means it is a new line. Okay. So after the whatever is inside into this starting curly braces and ending curly braces is the thing that is going to be placed as an author, and double backslash means it's a new line character. So you can see that Dr. Amit Agrawal, this is coming over there. So this is the way. Okay. So and another thing is it's TEXTT. So this is after two backslash I have put single backslash, then text TT. Text TT means it typewriter text. You can say that AMIT at iit.ac.in, for example. You can write like this. So you see the different font over here. This is coming because inside you have written typewriter text, TEXT typewriter text. You are writing typewriter text, and therefore it is started and it ended. You know, by the in the programming language always you have to balance the starting and ending braces. So that is not any that you understand. So therefore we have specified title and author, and we have started the document. We have written the title. Now in most of the time you in the document you also in the research document you also specify what is abstract, ABS. So you begin abstract, BEGIN, ABS, begin abstract, begin abstract in abstract. So I can write we are going to address a very important problem in I'm not focusing on the document itself, what is the content of the document, but I just wanted to write anything. So for example, you can write in this way, you can write something, and now you can see that abstract is available to you. By itself it has written this word abstract, and it has written whatever you have content you have written is here. So in this way you begin abstract and end abstract. You will specify the abstract, and then after that you can specify the content. You may start the section, SECT section. So you start introduction. So introduction section. So here you can write we are happy to introduce this to I'm not focusing on the content. Okay, I'm just whatever you wish you can write over here. So something, for example, you have specified. Now if you compile the thing, it is by Alt 1. Okay, put Alt and 1 button simultaneously. It's not F1 1 button. Okay. So it is, look, see how beautiful it looks like. Although we have not done anything we have not done any formatting. Page number is there, section number is there, and if you want to specify more segment, for example, one after one, if you want to start a new paragraph, you start a new paragraph. That is perfectly fine. You start a new paragraph by having one line break in between, and now if you compile, you are getting this thing. You see the second paragraph, there is a space. In the first paragraph there is no space. So all these things are pretty standard, and this software by automatically does these things. Okay. After the section you want to start some subsection, so you write yes, B section. Even if there are some spaces in between, it is not going to take any bad thing, because it would automatically see that it would adjust the spaces. So you see the spaces, there is no bad spaces over here. Automatically removes all these white spaces. If I say that subsection, that other plan of work. Okay, so you can see that now it is 1.1, and you can put some of the things over here, and you can see that what is going to happen. So you see that after plan of work something is written over there, and yes, similarly plan of work you can put once again, plan of work 2, no space is required. I'm just writing, means indentation is not required. and automatically it is plan of work 02. So let me see plan of work 01, plan of work 02. Then you see the what is the output. Okay, you see by its introduction plan of work 1, plan of work 2, and things are coming like this. You can also write another section. So let me just copy all these things and paste over here, and just write that after that work plan. Yeah, see how other things are there, one after one. Then it is work plan. Then again, if you say that something that, for example, you copied over here, big document has been created. Say we say result results. So you can see that the results, now the result section would also be there. Okay, 3 pages, everywhere there is a page number, and very good document has been created. And sometime when you have created the document, you also want that what is the table of content. So you just come over here, write table of contents, just one single line, and by this you can see the table of content is available to you. You have to, it is possible that sometime you have to compile twice. So you see the table of content is available to you, and you can even go to the further depth. For example, if you are writing the plan so instead of subsection you can write sub subsection. Okay, subsection, and plan of work action. For example, action work 02. So you see you have to compile twice. The action in work 2 comes over here. What are the things into which page number? So in this way you can see that very impressive document has been created without any much effort of much formatting efforts. Okay, you have just only specified what are the content, and the document by its and the program by itself has done this thing. One very important thing is that sometime when you are, for example, writing into the result section, and you want to say that we have specified in section 1 we section 1 something. If you want to say like this, then you can name these places. For example, I can say label label. You put any label over here. For example, you can say intro sec introduction, SEC okay, you give a name to this. Okay, section introduction. Now I can take this word as a reference for this, and here I can say that I take a reference to this thing. So if I compile this, so you see into the result we have specified in section 1 that that how to you can that how to handle the issue kind of thing. You can write anything. Okay, so it may be possible that some later point of time you because you may not be specifying this thing into this way only. So sometime you can also find that okay, whatever things you have written should not be at this place, it should be in the second section. Sometime if you wish like this, you can copy those contents over here and put at a different place, and now you can see the work plan is now up, and introduction is below, and now introduction is section 2. But if you go to the result, it would automatically get updated. We have specified in section 2 now. Earlier it was section 1, now it is telling section 2. This is also a very important part, because you don't want to manually do these things. Sometimes when you are changing the things, it should automatically change. Okay, this is a very important factor, that you need not to worry about what are the links, and it would automatically maintain the link, their number, etc. And now we are going to see very interesting part, where sometime, because when you are creating a document, you may need to include some images also. So let me see that on the desktop I have an image of ELE. So let me put this into my area, and let me put this over here. Okay, let me improve this thing, because we have something database. Okay, so let me put this over here. So if I want to include this image, then also we have to write a command. The command is include include graphics. Include include graphics, and we should include the graphics, and ele.jpg if I'm right, it should work, but it is telling that include graphics package. Look, sometimes there are some commands which are not directly available, so you have to write the, you have to include some package. Use package, use package, you should use a package, and the package name for the graphics is graphics. Graphics is the package. Okay, so if you include this, then it would work. So you can see the elephant is here, and you can see the elephant is coming over here, the image came over here. And one very important property that you can specify, into the this big square brackets, and it is a scale. One property is SCALE, scale is equal to 0.5. If you say scale is equal to 0.5, then the image would be small. So earlier it was a big image, and if you want to see like this, you can put both the things over one by one. You don't put scale is equal to 0.9, scale is equal to 0.5. See how two images are there. So they are side by side because there is no space. If you put one line in between, they were one by they are coming one below another, because then if is line in between says that you are going to start new paragraph. So you have seen that how you can include this. Okay, this is how you can include the things. But sometimes, since image is just not an image, it may be required to be referred at some point. So therefore, if you want to refer this image, that in this image this has been done, so you have to start a BEGIN. Then you should start a graphics. You should start figure, FIG. You should start a figure environment, and in that environment you put this. Okay, in that environment you put this. So now what is the importance? The importance is this: figure is a float environment. Float environment means the place where you are putting the things, it would not come. It would come at the whatever place it finds best for the image. Okay, automatically it would see that what is the best place, and it would put it there. And you can specify CAPTI caption also. Caption means something written. This is an image internet. You can write like this. Now the figure has a name and everything. And similarly, as you have done over previous also, you can also write a label, LABEL label over here. And by label you specify, in the label you specify that what label, elliptic, for example you say elliptic. Then you can refer this as we have done over there. For example, here also we want to, here for example, I write over here in figure ref elliptic. Do you see what it is coming? It is in figure elliptic. Sometimes look, you want to write FIGURENLV. Okay, figure name says that whatever the internal representation of figure, it was come. Because I am writing figure, you can write fig also. Okay, but good thing is you can write fig dot kind of thing, then it would come out fig dot, in fig dot itna there is an image, is an elephant kind of thing. You can write these things. So the content would be like this: in figure 1 there is an image of elephant kind of this. Okay, but you want to make specific, because some you can do the mistakes. So you just write FIGURE and you write figure name, then it would come like this in the figure 1. What is this tilde here? Tilde means it is a blank space, but it is binded by this. It may be possible that, for example, if you don't put this, so first of the thing that you don't want to put a figure name like this, then what would happen? It would be figure 1 kind of thing, na? So you want to put any space, but there is a problem that because if something you are writing over here, so what may happen that it would because figure is here. If I write lot of things, for example, if I write whatever, you just write anything, so what would happen? Look, figure has gone over here. So let me just bring this back, and to bring this back, I'm deleting some of the things so that it comes back. Okay, so figure 1. Now there is a space in figure name, figure 1. why it is happening. Okay, so you see there can be a space, the space has gone, so you if you put tilde over here, there would be a space in between, and that space is important whenever you are writing. Therefore always try to put a tilde between the link whenever you are applying a link and you are referring anything. Okay, so also you can in the figure you specify here, if you write h, it means that here. So you can see that after these contents, whatever the place this thing comes, it is coming over here. Okay, same place with the h. After these contents, since the image was there, so the image came here. If you don't put h, then it is going to be by automatically defining searching for the space, and it would find that it is better that if you put the image at the top, you put an image over here. Sometimes you can specify that put the image at the top, so that is not a bad thing. And the general thing is that don't put anything, it would automatically decide that where should it put. If you are going to do the things by yourself, then it is not a good idea. Sometimes it is also possible that you wish that look, this image is coming something into the left side. Okay, you want that the image should come in between, into the center of the things. So you can start begin center, so E and center, and begin center and in center, in between you can write this thing. If you put this statement over here, then the image would come in between. You can see that now the elephant is in between the writing space. Okay, correct. So this is how we can write the document. And sometime this is not only the thing that we are going to do, section, subsection, label we have seen. Sometimes you want to write that I have a very good idea. For example, in word thing, you want to write we have worked on 3 different approaches. Okay, so you start begin enumerate, enumeration means you want number. To begin and end enumerate, in between there is an item. The first approach, so this is the first approach. And similar thing, if you write you can write second approach, you can write third approach. So in this way you can specify 3 things. And if you go into the document, see that you can see plan of the work. Here it comes 1, 2, 3 by, it is writing by automatically, and in between it is writing first approach, second approach, third approach. And this enumeration can be inside also. For example, if I put like this, means inside I am putting this. So you can see this, everything I am putting inside the first thing. So it is just a document. Then after that one, it is going to write ABCD, and it is going to do these things automatically. If I put like here, so although indentation is not required, as I told you, in the final document things will be automatically indicated, indented, but here you need not to do the indentation, but just for sake of our clarity, so that you can understand the thing, I am putting the proper indentation over here. So you can specify in this way. And sometimes you want to specify something which are not having any numbers. If you don't want to specify number, there could be a dot. You can itemize, you put the itemize, and in the itemized list, if you put these things, so you can put over here. Okay, then if you compile, so you see after this list there is another list, that is first, second, third approach kind of thing. So they are dotted things. So let me remove it, let me put it somewhere else so that it is easily visible. So you can see that first approach, second approach, then third approach, there is some dotted things are coming. Okay, sometimes you when you are writing these things, you want to make some portion to be bold. So you can write text bf. Text bf means you are making something to be bold. If you compile it, you see that it is bold part. By automatically you are specifying that this is the bold thing. For example, here you very important text bf, you want to make very important to be bold. So you see in the document it is very important. Okay, sometimes you want something, some portion to be EMPH emphasized, means they are, if you write EMPH, so they are it would be coming as an italics image classification. Okay, you see that it is emphasized. So we have seen that how we can change this. You want to do the underline also, you can perform underline. For example, UNDRLINE, you can put the underline, and some things are now we have our underline. You can see that this part is underlined. So similarly, you can do lot of things. Okay, you can put for example braces. This is quotation marks. You can automatically, it is taking the quotation. You just put the quotation is a different. It's starting for the ending and starting, they are different things. Try to see this how we have put the indentation. Okay, so I was putting control and then scroll down keys to make the characters big and small. This is for the guide only, but when you are compiling, they are coming to the same size, and it is taken care of by the software. Now that next thing that I'm going to tell you is the tables. Sometimes you want to make table also. For example, into the result section, you want to make the table, the result. You want to say that results are table. Okay, not table. In table. Okay, we will specify the name. So the table is specified using tabular, TABULAR. Okay, you specify using tabular. In the tabular, you specify how many columns you want. I want 3 columns. I have taken 3 columns. First, I say the item X1, item A, for example, name, and then for the second item there is a divider, means and name, and then phone, then age. For example, if I age, and then I say payment, PAYMENT. What is the payment? To go into the next line, you have to specify double slash, means next line. Then you say, for example, you say Amit, AMIT. Amit has a age 23 years, and his payment is 2000 rupees. And you say Raju, and he says he's 21 years, and you say the payment is 1000. Okay, correct. So let's compile this and see what is the result. And put this into the result section. You see that this is the way the table comes. Okay, you would not like this table because there is no line, so you put HLINE. H line means there would be a line. Okay, so let me see the results. H line means there would be a line, first line, and then after there are something, so you put this line on each of the lines. Now see what is going to happen. This time you can see the 3 lines. Everywhere there is line, because we have forever at the front, at the starting I have drawn a line. Then after every content of every line I have drawn this lines. Okay, sometimes it may be possible that since this was the first line was your special title, so you want to draw 2 lines from this, the name is payment, then 2 lines, then after method payment. Okay, and if you want to make boxes, then you have to draw into the tabular itself. You specify the lines from here. There will be vertical lines also. So now you can see that the vertical lines and horizontal lines, everything is there. Okay, you see that contents are very near to that. So as we have done in the case of images, this is a tabular, so therefore you also want to refer at some places. So for example, here you want to say what is shown in the table, this, because there can be various tables. So the environment is begin table, begin table. Okay, in the table you put the tabular. Okay? In the table itself you put this tabular. So now what is going to happen, you just see table is an environment, so you would see that it would not come at that place where you have placed it. Is by automatically deciding where should it put to make the table good. So it had placed the table at the top, and but at the place where it is putting the table is not in center. So we begin center. Similar to that, we are going to start the begin center, in center, and in between I am going to put all these contents. So if I am putting the contents over here, and if I am compiling this, now the table whatever that we have found is going to be in between. So also here also I want to put the caption, CAP caption, and I can put some caption. For example, this table is very important. Okay, so you see here it is looking, there is a table 1, this table is very important. Yes, it is very important. Similarly, you can write the label over here, LB label. You can also label this table, and IMP TAB01, for example. If you say like this, and then you can use this thing to specify it is shown in table ref. You refer this table in table 1. Results are shown in table 1, and now you compile. Okay, there is an error. LABL. Okay, spelling was wrong. So we came over here. So you can see that now the table is there, contents are there, and here it is shown in table 1. Okay. So you can put this table and you can make another table, and you can put on the here also. You say table 2, there is no issue. So you see we have two tables, table 1 is here, table 2 is here, and since we were referring, I think let me see that in the this was the table 2. The first table is a table 2. Okay, it is because of our convention. This was the table 2. Therefore, I'm referring to table this table, the second table. Okay, the first table that I have put, I have actually wrongly named it. I should name it table 0. Okay, this is the table 0. Now there will be no confusion. You can see below in table this it is happening. As we have written the table, you can write. Let me just see. There are the contents. This was the comment. So you should write table name TABLE. If you write table name, then you by yourself need not to write table, because in the system it is written as a table. Okay, it would come. This is a very important step I am telling. That you may think that why instead of writing table I am writing table name. This is a big word, but actually this is a good thing, because when you are writing a paper you may find that the conference organizer may provide you some their own style files, and in that style file it may be specified in a different manner. Therefore, this is a way to specify. This is a good way. Instead of writing table by yourself, you can write this, because so that things go in handy. And putting the curly braces, not curly braces, it says tilde is important, because it is a space, but it is binded with the table. It cannot be that the table is written over here, then one goes on to the second line. It will not happen. Also, very important part of the latex is, and very beautiful part of the latex is to write some equation. Let me tell you how to write the equation. Okay, latex is very good. It is very good. For writing equation. So, for example, such as this is the dollar. From dollar you start the math environment and it ends with a dollar. Okay, $2 simultaneously have a different meaning, but there should be a space. For example, I write x is equal to x plus 2. Okay, see how it is coming. Look, x is equal to x2. Very simple and clean representation. You can say the x square is you can write like this, x square, then you see x square plus 2, and if you want to put x square plus 2 as a power of something, you see e to the power, put the curly braces and start, and inside this curly braces you write like this. This is x is equal to e to the power x square plus 2. Very simple and elegant representation. You want to you want to make this as an equation, so you should put it over here, and let me write an equation. You start by this is the same. Look, equation can be two types. One equation that is coming in between whatever you are writing. If you are writing something and in between it is coming, for example here I'm writing something and the equation is coming in between, or another thing could be that it is going to be on a new line. Okay, so new line is a display method where the things are displayed in a better thing, because here we have less space, only one line space we have, but if you are placing into display mode, this is better. So let me just show you very easily. You can write, for example, yes, use summation of if you write sum slash sum, okay, it is going to see you summation symbol here, summation, then you say underscore means it is coming below. Okay, underscore, say I is equal to 5, so it is saying summation from I is equal to 5, and you want to put something up, this is caret, so you put 5 to 20, it is summation of C, summation of I is equal to 1 to 20 e to the power something. Okay, and you want to make this thing as a fraction, so just write slash frac fraction into the first part. Second part, what you want to put, you want to put x plus 5, and into the first part you say 1, so you see 2 upon x plus 5 this, and if you want to make this formula complex, let me take everything from here and let me put it here, see how it looks. See the formula, 2 upon this to the power this upon this, so very good and elegant representation. And if you want to use more mathematical symbols, so you just click over symbols, you will find different symbols over here. For example, if you want this cap, epsilon, there's a lot of things you can put over here. Okay, just put and see that they are all appearing over here. The mathematical symbol, when you are working with the Kyle, is very easy because a lot of symbols are displayed over here. You just go and find whatever thing you want. If this you want to write just without any look. So for some of the things you need to include a package. Okay, I think for this you have to include a package by itself. It tell that you have to include the AMSS YMB. AMS, you see AMS, it is written over there, huh? Require package AMSS YMB. So if you include AMSS YMB, if you include this package, use package, yes, control that, let me just see, use package, so this is going to work and you can see this symbol. Okay, where is the symbol? Was it not there? Okay, I have removed that. Okay, so you can see this symbol. You can put this symbol anywhere. For example, you can take this Control C, you put introduction here, but you have to start the math mode and put the symbol. Look, we are happy to introduce this. So these things you can and they are very clean representation of these things. So you can write the function mathematical expression in this way, and this is the latex is very good for. Okay, you can write any kind of equation that is with a very minimal help. Okay, also let me give you a magical thing. For example, in the article, if you say TWOCOLUMN, if you say 2 column, then by itself it is going to make this into the 2 columns. See, without any effort we have done a lot of improvement into the things. So it is very now it is a compact kind of document, and you can see that everything very easily can be transformed from one kind to another. Okay, one very important thing that I also want to introduce it to you is the bibliography. And in most of the cases when you are working with the scientific documents, you have to include some references. So let me just quickly set up and perspective. So let's, for example, you are you're at the Google Scholar and you have searched for something. For example, if you are Google Scholar and you are searching for some paper, for example, best machine learning algorithms, you find out some paper, and if you have a list of papers comes, so you can find out the BibTeX by on the internet itself. So it tells you that bib representation of the things. So you understand, you find out the bib representation, and now you copy this and you come to your directory and you make a file over there. Okay, in that file you put this thing and save this file with the name, say I go into and I name is a.bib. I save this file as a.bib. Okay, so let me just close this and let me show you what is happening. In my directory I have created a file called a.bib. Okay, just copy this first word. You can change it by yourself also. This this entry contains lot of things. For example, what is the title, who is the author, what is the book title, okay, and pages, etc. So many some required information is there. You just close this and you come to your document, and now you can cite. For example, if you are writing something, now you can you can write, for example, in paper written in the, yes, for example, say in the paper and now you want to cite, CIT, it's not a reference, it's a cite. Okay, you say that in this paper researchers have done lot of experiment and experiments and reported good. So you want to write something about something, okay, but it is not going to come because we have not in this paper. This is question mark coming because although we have written this, but there is no link. This document does not know that where the contents are. So we have to specify this, and generally it is the last line only. And you write bibliography style, and you say plain, PLAIN. Okay, you put the bibliography style, PIB. There are various bibliography styles available, and you say bib. Okay, so now I have specified two things, that which file I have to use. You can use multiple file also, and you say that plain, in the plain way you have to write. So now this is linked. You say that in paper this, and by automatically it is going to include a section over here, reference, and see I have not done anything, but it is writing Thomas G this, and in was not there, but automatically it is telling in a special kind of way it is writing. Okay, so you can go in, so in such way you can find out other. For example, if I see this generic algorithm something, and you see this, you see another reference, you go over here, you open your file, you put, so multiple references are just copy one by one and just use their handler. Okay, this is going to serve as a handler, and now you save it, and I put it in here. I can cite in this, and I can write for example, CIT, I cite here, I put it here. Okay, so you see that this is also coming over here into this line 2 is coming, and similarly it is not required to be only cited once. You can cite how many times you wish. Here also you can cite the things. Here also they will be coming 1 and 2, and let me remove this 2 column thing because it is having some clutter, and also let me remove this line, table of content. Acha, if you want to make any line as a comment, even it is written here, but it will not be available and shown into the document. For example, if I want to remove this line, I just put, okay, this was a single line, therefore so that particular part would not come. So sometimes we want to write something, and this is a good way to provide information about the database, and You see that line is not available, but other things are here. So I have removed this line. This line is a comment. Now it would not come. Image classification onwards things are going to come over here. Okay. So look, very easily we have created a document that has a reference also, that has a good looking research document. Congratulations, thank you very much, and I hope that this would help you to create a simple document. Thank you very much.